Okay. Can I turn in? No? No reason to use it now? Okay, well. I guess we didn't really have any missions or anything. Excuse us. Hey, what took so long? Sorry for dropping by so late. We thought it might be you, Mr. Grimwood. What a pleasant surprise to have you visit. Yes, well, I had some matters to discuss with Sergei. Since I was in the neighborhood, I took the opportunity to stop by. Matters to discuss? Yeah, I'll cut to the chase. It's about Kia's identity. Oh, then did you guys figure anything out? Unfortunately not. It seems a request was also submitted to the guild, but I, at Sergei's behest, explored another possibility. Unfortunately, it wasn't. No, actually, I'm pleased to say the possibility I looked into was a bust. You were happy it was a bust? Right, it was pertaining to a story several years back. There were multiple cases of child abductions primarily focused in the Calvard Republic. Child abductions? That's horrible. I'll omit the more unnecessary details, but it was a pretty massive case. Because Calvard wasn't the only country targeted, an international investigation team was created to get to the bottom of things. Each country's army, police force, and bracer guild, you name it, everyone cooperated to put an end to that mess. That's crazy. The first I've heard of it. Same here. Since it was kept under wraps, it must have been pretty darn serious. Yes, eventually the case was closed. In the end, it was decided that due to its nature, it would be kept strictly confidential. The only reason I know about it is because I was involved, serving as an advisor. Wait, hold on a second. You're saying there's a chance Kia could be one of the victims from this whole abduction incident. I thought the same thing, so I searched through the case records again. And to my relief, I wasn't able to find any children who matched Kia's description. For the record, nearly all the men responsible for those horrors were arrested, and the remainder committed suicide. I simply came by today to inform Sergei of my findings. I see. I'm relieved that Kia wasn't part of that, but the fact that it actually happened. I would have ended up telling you about all this eventually. Anyway, we're back to square one with Kia. Well, that's fine. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. We'll look after the little kiddo until we find one of her relatives. Right, I'd appreciate it if you kept sheltering the child here. But in case we can't end up finding a relative, we should consider entrusting her to a foster family or a church orphanage. Well, but these are outcomes all of you need to start considering. Adopting a kid isn't like taking in some stray animal. She can't just keep living here forever, no matter how cute she might be. That might be true. Yeah, you're right. You'll need a good bit more care than some kitten, that's for sure. Sorry, everyone. It seems I brought down the mood a bit. I'm really questioning the relevance. You know, you could have just said, hey, I looked into something about Kia's origins and came up empty, so we're back to square one. You all just returned from a long day of work, didn't you? I imagine you have a report to deliver, so I think I should excuse myself now. Oh, please wait. The truth is, there's something we were planning on consulting you about. Oh, what's this? Or what's that? So you see, explain the situation with Missing Meyer to Sergei and Mr. Grimwood. So you were working on a missing person case. Sounds like a job for the SSS, all right. It didn't seem like anything illegal was going on, so we just let him be. I wonder if we should have tried a little harder to get him to go home, though. Well, that's a complicated question. If you were bracers, there'd be a little more wiggle room to negotiate. Comes with a job. If a police officer tried to pull that move, however, odds are the whole situation would turn into a civil dispute. It's an exceedingly fine line. I was afraid you'd say that. The guy's old enough to make his own decisions, so in the end, I guess it's none of our business. If he were just some brat, we could have just given him a little kick in the rear and sent him home. That's true. However, you mentioned his skills and luck with gambling completely changed, almost like he was a different person. Ian, is something about this rub you the wrong way? Well, it might just be a coincidence, but lately 2 similar stories have come to my attention. Oh, really? You're telling me there's not 1, but 3 lucky bastards who hit the jackpot? No, it's a bit different. The stories I heard involve a stockbroker who works for a securities firm and the manager of a trading company. Recently, both companies sustained heavy losses and were almost in the red, but in the last few days, they seem to have experienced an incredible rebound. I could hardly believe it until I saw the numbers. Especially the stockbroker. He said he bought and sold stocks with unprecedented luck and intuition, as if he could see the future. That sounds pretty familiar. Don't worry, I'm sure it's only a coincidence. However, from what I've heard, these 2 have also become extremely arrogant, just as their fortunes reversed. That tidbit piqued my interest. That's definitely strange. Hey Ian, any chance you know the backgrounds of these 2? Not yet, but if you're interested, I can start looking into them right away. You want to check the possible ties, I presume? Yeah, possible. Did something catch your attention, Chief? When you're in this business, Lloyd, it never hurts to have all the info you can. It's as simple as that. I understand. Guy told me something like that too. That the decisive factors in an investigation are intuition and the information you uncover. Well then, I'll get out of your way now. If there's ever anything bothering you, don't hesitate to stop by my office. I'll do everything in my power to help out. Thank you very much, Mr. Grimwood. We'll definitely take you up on that offer when the time comes. What is going on? Ravash managed to recover their smuggling routes. Yes, sir. 3 of the routes we decimated over the last week have already been reorganized. We've been trying to impede them, but their resilience was most unexpected. I'm curious. I was led to believe they didn't have the manpower to accomplish such a thing. Did their boss finally involve himself in their restoration efforts? That's the strangest part. The killing bear was nowhere to be found. This appeared to solely be the work of subordinates. The reports state that they only brought enough for a small squad. Not only that, but there were no warhounds present either. How interesting. Now I'm even more curious. Had this been a battle of even numbers, Hayaway would have come out victorious. Did they employ those Rhineford heavy machine guns, perhaps? Yes, actually, their main forces appeared to have been armed with them. However, the report also mentions that their battle prowess has skyrocketed. Interesting. I get the impression Don Marconi is trying his utmost to appease the speaker and quell his rage. I don't recall any new reports of Jaegers being employed or any training exercises being held either. Very peculiar indeed. Are you implying that they've acquired a trump card right under our noses? Precisely. As far as I'm able to tell, this trump card of theirs is something truly extraordinary indeed. Perhaps even more so than our very own, or than our own. Like Yin, however, this new measure of theirs is something that can turn the tide of battle at a moment's notice. How the heck did they... What was that? Ah yes, speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Got a big problem on our hands. A group of men draped in black are unloading rounds into the building. Ravash, I think. There's about 10 of them, and the killing bear isn't one of them. There are only 10 measly grunts? Hurry up and finish them off then. And don't worry about the police. This is self-defense, so anything goes. Well, the thing is, those guys aren't human, I'm telling you. They're holding massive machine guns with just one hand. First floor has been breached. It's only a matter of time before they reach us, sir. Darn it, if only Master Yin was here. Oh dear. I doubt even I could outwit our foes in such a barbaric situation as this. Master Cao, you don't mean... Let's go, Lao. Relying on Yin for a petty squabble like this would be a strain on Hayaway's name. Come, let us demonstrate our might as the conquerors of the Eastern Quarter. Oh, I wanted to see. I wanted to see. I mean, the news has got to be all over the place now. You don't just stroll up with 10 machine guns and start shooting up a building and nobody's going to hear about it. Girl's full of surprises. You're telling me that Kia cooked all of these sunny side up eggs for us? She sure did. Her technique was so good I ended up picking up a few tricks from her. Fried eggs with a bit of runny yolk, nice. Get a load of this bacon too. It's fried to perfection, just the right amount of crispiness. She displayed just as much skill helping me with yesterday's cream stew. Are you sure you don't have any training in the culinary arts, Kia? I don't know, maybe? Whenever I cook, it's like my hands are moving on their own. Well, I guess it's possible to retain skills like that through muscle memory. But the fact that she's this talented at her age is pretty amazing. Hey Tio, I was wondering, do you feel okay today? You look fine as far as I can tell. But if you're not feeling 100%, maybe you should take the day off and rest. No, I am fine. After all, I went to bed quite a bit earlier than usual yesterday. I don't think we have any urgent requests to take care of, so we can always wait and see how you're feeling. A call? Pretty early for that, ain't it? Is it Fran? I'll check. Hello, this is Lloyd Bannings of the Special Support. Yeah, I know already. Now, where the heck are you? What are you doing right now? Yona? I wasn't expecting a night owl like yourself to be awake this early in the morning. Implying I didn't pull an all-nighter. I got a little sneeze coming on. But enough of that. It doesn't matter. From how carefree you sound, I bet you don't know anything at all, right? Don't know anything about what? Well, you don't know. Well then, I, the great and brilliant Yona, will do you a favor. In the dead of night yesterday, well, technically today, I guess, but that's beside the point. Either way, someone raided Heiwei's office. What? They were caught completely off guard, too. No offense. Or no offense, all defense, you know. Apparently they took some serious damage. If you ask me, it had to have been done by those Ravash guys. Not outside the realm of possibility. Thanks for the heads up, Yona. You owe me one now, Lloyd. That was Yona. Yeah, something crazy's popped up. Lloyd relayed the information. Could have just put it on speakerphone. I don't know why he doesn't put it on speakerphone. We've illustrated that it's a thing. And yeah, it uses a lot of EP or whatever, but you know, that was just a silly excuse. Is that really true, Lloyd? That's freaking insane. Bold of them to pull such a stunt in the city, even if it was in the middle of the night. What? All of this is true. I bet anything the First Division's already jumped on the case. If it bothers you that much, though, then go ahead and check it out, but only after you finish eating. Will do, sir. Alright, will you be good to go, Tio? Yes, of course. We can walk over to the Harbor District after we finish our breakfast. I haven't had eggs in a while. Maybe I should buy some eggs. I don't really like cooking eggs, though. I don't really like eating eggs, either. There was once upon a time when I had a lot of eggs, and I got super sick of eggs. It was too much. So I abandoned eggs. But, you know, maybe like a half dozen of eggs or something like that. You know, start off small. Alrighty. What do we got going on here? Alright. So we can afford one action 3 if we wanted to. One evade 3 if we wanted to. And one HP 3 if we wanted to. It's probably more worth our time to work on slots. So I think we do this one and we do this one. And then we take one of those. Mind 3. I think I am going to want one of those. And then a hit 3 for Loido. I guess who's getting the action? Move 3. Doesn't show. Evade 2 is not one though. So what was I planning on putting here? Oh yeah, hit 3. But this is action 2. Hit 3. And then what else did we get? Mind 3. You don't have mind at all. I think we can get rid of this. Dark matter. Does that get rid of dark matter or does not? Alright, we'll rock with that. Oh, I didn't realize he had impede too. I could definitely get rid of that for something else. But we'll keep it. Okay, so that's that. We are heading over to the Hayaway building. Let's go stop by the Bracers real quick. So the SSS crew is back again. If you're here, that must mean you've heard the news, I assume. Yeah, I assume that means you already know too. Who do you think I am, honey? Of course I know. I know everything. We contacted everybody in the branch already, so they're gathered on the second floor. Got to prepare ourselves for the possibility of a war between the two organizations. Wow, I'm always impressed with just how quickly the guild works. And like usual, the CPD is way late to the game. It all comes down to a difference in procedure. We've got our own way of handling an emergency, as I'm sure you do. As such, I believe it would be best for you to address this as you normally would. Right. Let's see, how many people you got up here? Okay, you've actually got quite a few people. More than I thought. Alright. I don't normally do this, but, you know, I'm curious, so let's go talk to the other homies as well. Been a while since we've talked to them. What's up, Wazy? Something wrong? Oh, it's nothing. Just a little worried about what the Vipers plan to do. Heard a bit of a minor dispute going on last night. Well, what's with all the commotion in the city? Think everybody's excited for tomorrow's full moon? Oh boy. Full moon always brings out the crazies. Alright, let's see what you got to say. Good, go to the hospital now. I'm good, boss. Doctors seeing me like this would be an embarrassment to the Vipers. Don't make me repeat myself, you suckle-foo. Get your butt to the hospital or I'll send you there on a stretcher myself. Sorry, I'll go. Watch yourself, punks. You're on my turf and I don't like it one bit. Besides, you four have nothing to do with this. Go ahead, scram, alright. Guess that's that. Well, I tried. Oh, my party was rearranged again. Alright, let's see the damage. Oh, that's it? Come on. Ah, maybe the retaliation on the other place is what's going to move all those little boxes and I'll be able to get the treasure chest. This place is a mess. It certainly looks like the aftermath of a raid. Definitely, there are traces of heavy weaponry scattered all around, or all over. At least they didn't resort to explosives. The whole place would be a crater if they did. Oh, I see you guys are on the scene too. Hey friends, how's the situation looking? We rushed out here as soon as we heard the news. I don't know much yet. All I've heard is that shots were fired in the middle of the night. Dudley and the others are in the middle of conducting an investigation. Sounds like the 1st Division beat us to the punch. They are always quick to jump on cases like this. We'd like to ask the members of Hayaway some questions. Do you mind letting us inside? I suppose I could. I was only told not to let civilians pass through here. You'll have to make up an excuse to Dudley for me, though. Of course, thanks for helping us out. Okay. Now it's toe up. Place is busted up. Oh, you survived. Sal, if you'll excuse me then. We'd like to help you, but unless you're willing to give us more details, there's not much we can do. You'll have to forgive me. After all, it was late into the night. I haven't the foggiest idea of who the assailants may be or why they targeted our humble company. Even so, it appears you were able to mount an efficient defense. The 1st and 2nd floors are devastated, yet this room remains spotless. How in the world were you able to fend off assailants armed with heavy machine guns? I'll admit, it was tricky. However, the assailants managed to escape our grasp, I'm afraid. Many of our men were sent to St. Ursula. My oh my, what a disaster. You have my condolences. Now if you'll excuse us. You four. What's the special support section doing here? Why, good morning, Detective Bannings. I see the rest of you have come along as well. Pardon our interruption, Sal. I know you're busy with the aftermath of the raid, but could I borrow a minute of your time? Anything for you, my friend. You'll excuse us then, Dudley. I appreciate you having stopped by. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Yeah, get the steppin', Dudley. This irritates me to no end, but I'm leaving this snake to you. Try to get what you can out of him. Yes, sir. It's been quite some time, my friends. I hear you all had quite the adventure on the final day of the anniversary festival. I'm assuming Yin told you all about it. As you know, the special support section doesn't follow conventional investigative protocol. And with that in mind, how about you go ahead and tell us your true intentions? Oh? Lloyd? No point wasting our time with his usual song and dance. Not only that, but we have a lot of ground to cover with Sal. I figured I'd get straight to the point. Well now, that's one heck of a gutsy move. Lloyd can be quite audacious when he wants to be. Laughter. Excellent, Mr. Bannings. Simply superb. I knew I was right to put my hopes in you. Very well, I'm not particularly fond of trivial exchanges anyway. If your questions are within the realm of my knowledge, I will provide the answers you seek. Thank you, Sal. There were 3 things I wanted to ask you about. I guess we'll start from the top. We'll start from the top. Is it safe to assume Ravash is behind last night's raid? Or is there any chance the attack was carried out by a third party? So you're going to ask about that too. Very well. Lyle, please explain for them. Sir. The assailants may have been masked to conceal their identities, but there is no doubt it was Ravash's men. Not only were their weapons identical, but so was their combat style. That's something that can't be mimicked so easily. I see, that makes sense. In that case, something's still rubbing me the wrong way. I hear you Heiwei guys are all pretty darn good martial artists. Heck, I bet your man Lao here could hand out beatings left and right. You flatter me. I'm sure Ravash doesn't have a shortage of combat pros, but none of them could match up with you guys one-on-one. So then, how'd you get trashed so hard by a handful of their thugs? Was the Killing Bear leading the charge or something? No, I don't believe the esteemed general manager of sales was present. Neither were his hand-picked ex-Jaeger friends. We believe Ravash's regular combat personnel to be behind the attack. If that's the case, then how? Though their techniques were simple, their speed and power were beyond comprehension. They were able to brandish those heavy weapons, heavy machine guns single-handedly. Our defenses were easily crushed by their unnatural strength, and they overtook the first 2 floors with ease. No fooling. It wasn't only limited to their power and speed either. They had inhuman endurance as well. And thanks to that, I had to put into practice a few dangerous techniques. Dangerous techniques? Like what? Wasn't aware you were trained in combat yourself, Sal. I am nothing but an amateur compared to Master Yin. I'm not going to beat around the bush, Sal. How do you plan to respond to their raid? So that's what you want to know, is it? If you know what manner of organization Heiwei is, then there shouldn't be any need to ask such a question. So you're planning to retaliate, then? My, how presumptuous to think we would ever do such a thing. You misunderstand. I'm speaking only in terms of crisis management. At the end of the day, what matters most is to our company is profit. And in situations where our profits are threatened, it is my sworn duty to crush our antagonizers through the appropriate methods. I fail to see what's so strange about that. What an annoyingly shrewd man. Is requesting assistance from Heiwei's main office one of these appropriate methods? Reinforcements from Heiwei's main office, huh? You really aren't beating around the bush, are you? Well, to answer your question, I have no such plans at the moment. After all, my reputation is on the line here. However, there is no guarantee the main office will respect my wishes. They may intervene regardless. I suppose I should be able to keep them out of things for a little while at the very least. Either way, we are sorely lacking in information about Ravash's current improvements. As such, we don't have an effective countermeasure. For now, I've assigned someone to keep a close eye on their movements. That someone being an extremely reliable collaborator of ours. You requested Yin's assistance. I guess he would be the best option for an undercover mission like this. This isn't directly related to the case in question, but I figured I'd ask while I'm here. Do you really not know anything about Kia? But Lloyd, that's... Kia, you said. Is that meant to be a person's name? It sounds more like a code word to me. So you recognize the capital A in spoken word. See? Something strange is going on here. Pardon me, I see this is a serious matter. All I know is that Kia is the name of that little girl you took into custody after the Swords auction. Well, that and the fact that our dear collaborator offered you a small piece of advice while you were there. The exhibits of the second floor of the auction are all stored in the room over there. According to the information that was sent to Heiwei, there's a bomb, so to speak, among those items. Recommend you confirm it for yourselves. A large leather trunk will be exhibited at the end of the auction. Inside the trunk is a bomb, which will only serve to jeopardize Ravash's position. This information was sent to us through a very complicated route. We were unable to determine the identity of the informant. However, in some ways, that only made it more credible. We wanted to be certain, however, so we asked our friend to check on it. Even in my wildest dreams, I never expected this purported bomb to end up being a small girl. Darn, looks like he's gonna feign ignorance till the very end. Let's assume you're telling the truth. Do you have an inkling as to who that informant might have been? Logically speaking, information this sensitive and incriminating would point to the actions of a Ravash defector. The only thing I can say for certain is that whoever was behind it, they are an incredibly skilled individual. At any rate, this is as far as our knowledge regarding Kia goes. Though I suppose it's up to you whether you believe me or not. Understood. Thanks for answering us honestly. Now then, does this conclude your questioning? Yes, for the moment. I appreciate your cooperation. Do you mind if I give the department an outline of what we discussed? Do as you like, my friend. By the way, Detective Bannings, yes? I'll be honest with you, this raid was far beyond what I thought Ravash was capable of. I was under the impression that I was fully cognizant of their forces, connections, and strategies. Further, given the scrutiny they currently find themselves under, I never expected them to pull off such a brazen move. They've truly surpassed all my expectations. I'm almost a little impressed. I must say, I am unbelievably excited for what's to come. I cannot recall an instance in the last few years where a situation didn't play out exactly as I had expected. This is a rare opportunity for me to wield the full force of my power and intellect to my heart's desire. The mere thought gives me an indescribable joy. Hey, watch yourself. You're truly unbelievable. Do not think for 1 second I will allow the police to ruin my fun. Although, I'm willing to grant a unique opportunity to your department. If you can somehow resolve the situation before Heiwei begins its retaliation, then we'll have no need to do so. I'll be eagerly awaiting your next move. Ah, yes. That is the perfect chess move. Feel free to take out Ravash for me. That way I don't have to do anything and I can reign supreme. Things have gotten serious. Yes, they gave us plenty of useful information to work with, but can't believe Sao would so blatantly imply a full-scale war with Ravash. If things keep heating up like this, then we're gonna have a real mess on our hands. We're screwed if they decide to have a firefight in the middle of town. Additionally, we have to consider the possibility that Heiwei may call for reinforcements. There are more than a few dark clouds already gathering on the horizon. Even so, it sounds like we still have a bit of time, judging by what Sao said. There are a lot of suspicious details about this raid Ravash pulled off, so we'll need to find out as much as we can about before Heiwei mobilizes. I agree. Shall we visit each of the districts and question the citizens? No. I think it would be better to go straight to the source. Let's play Ravash a visit. You're kidding, right? We may have gone there once before, but still. That was before the incident at the auction. Wouldn't it be too reckless to go there now? It's true, they may have struck a deal with us, but it only relates to Kia's case. However, there's something I'm concerned about. What might that be? Garcia's movements. We've had enough encounters with him to know what kind of person he is. He never seemed the type to be reckless, and I got the feeling he had a strong command over his subordinates. You're absolutely right. He was a well-known Jaeger commander, way too disciplined to pull any crazy stunts. In fact, it's pretty hard to imagine him ordering his men to launch an assault on Heiwei like that. Did Garcia actually order the raid, or did his subordinates act on their own? That's definitely something we need to find out. Right. And the fastest way to do that is to start asking questions around Ravash's base. You guys want to head there now? Suppose that's our best option. Should be relatively low risk if we're simply asking around the area. Let's go have ourselves a little stakeout. I'm curious. There's a door in Homeboy Slice's house. Convincing them to let us in again might be a little tricky. Means Sal is likely going to plan out Hayaway's next move. At least we'll be able to speak to him in the first place. Alright. There's a door in his spot. Boy! What's up with the police cars today? Think something happened? Yeah, something happened, alright. I'm really surprised that we didn't hear about this, like, immediately. Excuse me. Sorry, but the editorial department is closed to the general public for the time being. Please redirecting your inquiries to me. Really our mistake. People are hard at work here. Please go to the front desk. I mean, figures. Take that fresh coat of paint off, and it's easy to see how dangerous Crossbell really is. By the way, our old office building had a back door just in case the company was ever attacked. That way, in case of an emergency, the paper could still be published. The show must go on, as they say. That mindset was our pride. The old office building, you say? Seems like Grace already rushed out looking for her latest scoop. She left it to me to cover the rest of the diet session. Guess I'll try my hardest to do a good job. Alright, no help from you. Where am I going again? Ravash. Why the heck's it so quiet today? Barely anybody's passed through. I'm gonna start crying if I don't get any customers soon. Right on Hayaway's office, seriously? That came completely out of left field. Just hope it doesn't explode into an all-out war. Stupid old man, stop trying to feel me up. Nope, that's a very specific thing to say. Oh, look at that. Hey, so the back alley feels a little scary today, more than usual. Snuck a peek into that alleyway over there and had a bunch of those guys in black suits all glared at me. Wonder what the heck was going on. I should work inside today. Yeah, so there's gonna be a scrap, and they're gonna bust up all those little things right there. That's what's gonna happen. Aldo's operating some sort of terminal under the counter. Goodness, Hayaway's office raided. This is quite the serious offense. I haven't been this on the edge of my seat in a good long while. Oh, who can say, after living in Crossbell for as long as I have, you start to notice incidents like this happen from time to time. Well, how thrilling. Now, how exactly will Sal respond to such an embarrassing slight? Isn't that a tad bit reckless to say, ma'am? Yeah, Ravash is right down the street. Ain't that cause for even a speck of concern? I suppose so. I am concerned about real estate prices dropping because of this commotion. Alright, I forgot how much of an insatiable land shark she is. Alright. Let's bust up some suckers. Just like I thought, there are more guards posted here than usual. They're looking way more pissed than I was expecting, too. Impatient, excited, vigilant, anxious. I'm detecting a wide range of emotions from them. There's no mistaking it. They must be on high alert for any retaliation from Hayaway. This isn't going to be easy. For now, ascertaining Garcia's movements should be... Should be what? Garcia Rossi. Darn, how'd that monster manage to sneak up on us? It's you guys. You have the audacity to show your faces around here after all the stuff you put us through. Won't make any excuses. Our deal with you only concerns Kia and Kia alone. Then we're understood. If you use our deal as an excuse to come waltzing into our territory, I'm gonna beat the ever-living heck out of you. Yeesh, this guy's one dangerous old man. I know why your lot are snooping around here. However, you won't be getting a single word out of me on that matter. You understand, then get lost. Please just tell me one thing. If hypothetically you were to attack an armed enemy stronghold, would you attack head-on from the front, leaving everything to brute strength? An honest Jaeger like myself would never stoop to such a poor strategy. I'd wait until there was an opening and make a precise strike, maximum results, minimal damage. Wouldn't you do the same, son of the war god? Don't you ever call me that again. But yeah, that's how Jaegers operate. That's so. Thank you, I appreciate the answer. You're a strange kid. But anyway, you'd better not come in here unprepared, you hear me? I promise you'll be torn to shreds. Something sure seemed off with him. He looked tense but unusually haggard. I was thinking the same thing. His words were very aggressive, but I felt like they didn't have the same force behind them. I could sense a great deal of fatigue. What do you suppose could have happened to him? He's in such a sorry state. It ain't like the guy at all. Bet you guys would love to know why that is, huh? Grace? You just love popping up at the most random times, don't you? What can I say? My reporter's intuition guides me to the juiciest of scoops. Anyway, what do you say we do the old give and take? I'll be anxiously awaiting your arrival at the jazz bar. What should we do, Lloyd? For now, let's just hear what she has to say. But we should keep our guard up. We'll need to be careful not to let anything slip around her. Duly noted. Alright. Who's gonna be the first person to let something slip? Probably gonna be Randy, isn't it? Sorry, Randy. It's just like you to let something slip up like that. Well now, there you are. Alright, let me cut to the chase. Is there anything you're willing to share about the Heywei raid? I'm sure Sal showered you with all sorts of delightful details over at his office. Quick as ever. But how do you even know we visited Heywei? Well, I found out about the incident this morning and was heading over to ask Sal some questions when I saw Dudley barge in. As I was sitting there on the sidelines trying to feel the situation out, who should show up but you guys? Shortly afterward, I see Dudley leave with his typical scowl, and then a bit later, you all come out looking as worried as I'd ever seen you. After seeing all that, how do you expect me to not think you learned something huge? I see. Guess that makes sense. Still, Grace, I think you know better than anyone that we can't casually disclose information about an open investigation. Well, of course I know that, silly. That's why I called this little chat a give and take. After all, aren't you dying for some details on Garcia Rossi? Do you mean you're a real pro at dangling the bait right under our noses, aren't you? As a nice little cherry on top, I might have some juicy info on that so-called auction, too. The way I hear it, Ravash messed up so bad there, the speaker isn't really interested in speaking with them anymore. I'm sure you're just dying to know how these two things are related, right? Right? Okay, I'll bite. However, everything about Sal is strictly off the record, got it? Nah, see, you're playing this wrong. You give me the information, and if I deem it useful, I'll give you information back. That's how it's gonna work. Can't stress that enough, Grace. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. You gotta give me the information first. I see. So the situation is more dire than I thought. Yeah, unfortunately it is. At the very least, both groups seem to be trying not to involve the public for now. Well, no matter which way you cut it, this raid really just came out of nowhere. It might have happened in the dead of night, but I still can't believe they'd target somewhere right next to the news building. Not to mention, it was right down the street from the IBC. Pretty ballsy move even for Ravache. Yes, that's true. If things had gotten even worse, it could have made people lose trust in Crossbell as Zemuria's trade capital, shaking the whole continent's economy. Right? That's what I'm saying. If this is true, it could mean that info I got was legit after all. What information would that be? Are you willing to share it now? Okay, I guess it's my turn now. You see, this whole fiasco originated from inside the Mafia. Lately, I've been hearing rumors that Garcia Rossi's control over his goons has been, well, lacking. Not even possible. Yeah, I'm having a real hard time buying it myself. Can't imagine any of those rank-and-file mobsters defying that walking mountain. Well, you can choose to believe it or not. I'm just saying it might be possible that the incident in the downtown district and the grab for Maine's mining rights weren't on Garcia's orders. From the look of it, it was some goons on the lower rungs looking to make a name for themselves. If that's what these rookies were after, that would explain why they were so willing to step out of line to get it. Wait just a second. Are you saying that the raid last night was carried out by low-level members of the Mafia? Well, given the scale of the attack, it's hard to think that, but if it's true, it'd definitely help explain why Garcia was acting the way he was earlier. Maybe. Come to think of it, he didn't have his usual entourage with him. So does that mean he's lost grip over Ravache? There's an internal split. But what is the Don doing during all of this? According to what I've been able to gather, Marconi is desperately trying to make up for his giant blunder at the auction. Naturally, he's buttering up Speaker Hartman, who was less than pleased at Michelin. He's even trying to lure more influential figures of Crossbell into his fold. Influential figures? Who exactly? Diet members from the Republican faction. I've heard he's met with the CGF commander too. Really? Is he trying to suppress Heiuei's political influence in Crossbell? And I wonder if meeting with the CGF commander has anything to do with Ravache's weapon smuggling. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. Gotta remember, that moron of a commander is also one of Speaker Hartman's cronies. I bet Ravache is trying to win back the Speaker's favor through him. Yep, my thoughts exactly. Man, whenever I have these nice little chats with you guys, things just seem to fall into place. This turned out to be quite a fruitful little info swap. To be honest, it's been helpful for us as well. But now that we've sifted through all of the details, I feel like there's something we're missing. Something we're missing? Oh, and what would that be? Looking over what we know, there seems to be logical reasons behind each of their actions. But the actions themselves are almost random, as though they're not all coming from the same organization. I always got the feeling that Ravache's operations had a certain level of professionalism to them, the kind you'd expect from organized crime. But I don't sense that at all this time around. Oh, I see what you mean. Now that you mention it, I'm inclined to agree. Ravache's structure has typically existed as an efficient system designed to take advantage of the large amount of Mira flowing through Crossbell. For them to suddenly deviate so greatly from that system is highly irregular. So in other words, there's some element to this case that threw Ravache's entire system out of whack. Is that what you're saying? Right, it's just a gut feeling though. Sal's description made it sound like these raiders who attacked Heiuei possessed unnatural amounts of strength too. Possible that could have something to do with Garcia's strange attitude. Well, I should have expected this from you, Lloyd. You're one smart cookie, you know that? Hey, if this police thing doesn't work out for you, how about joining me at the Crossbell Times? We can aim for the Pulitzer Prize together. I'll have to pass. And I'd appreciate if you didn't make me worry about my employment any more than I already do. Remind me again, what's this Pulitzer Prize thing she's talking about? Why do we care about this? Why is it important? It's a prestigious international award given to the most outstanding journalist of the year. Excuse me for 1 second. This is Lloyd Bannings of the Special Support Section. I managed to get through. It's me, Bixen, over from Mainz. Oh, the mayor. How can I help you? Is there some kind of problem with Gans? Well, you see, I'm in Crossbell City at the moment, the casino where Gans goes. Started acting strangely, so I decided to call you. Strangely? What exactly do you mean? He's been engaged in a poker match with another customer for quite some time. Things are getting very heated. It may only be a matter of time before violence breaks out. Would you come over quickly and help sort this out? Understood, sir. Barca Casino, right? We're close by, so we'll be there shortly. Okay, I'm counting on you. Dante ain't telling us nothing. What's up, Dante? That was the mayor of Mainz. Sounded like he's at the casino. Yeah, apparently Gans might be getting into some trouble there. Seriously? Have his victories gained him some ill will with his opponents? Between Gans's ego and his crazy luck, I could definitely see that happening. Well, we'd better hurry on over and assess the situation. Alright, off to Barca we go. What, did I say something wrong? Well, Grace, it's just that. No point in telling her not to come, she'll just go to the casino. Okay, let's save. Your GameCube came in the mail today. Oh, did you order a brand new one or a used one? Oh, you came. Praise be to Adios. Hurry, I think the fight is about to break out. Where's Gans right now? Yes. In the middle of a private match in the back room. Don't have time to waste. Gans could blow at any second. Airplane! Huh? I don't like that thing is, whatever. But I thought Gans was the one provoking his opponent. Ah. Lecter. Eat this, punk. 9-10 Jack Queen King. A straight flush of diamonds, baby. How to beat this hand? You can't. Are you kidding me? Wasn't expecting you to pull out a hand that strong in the last round. This is my true talent. You tied one too many games using those tricky hands of yours, but that's coming to an end. You've lost now, so show me your hand already. Oh, what are you talking about? I never said anything about losing. Are you kidding me? The only way you'd be able to beat me is with a royal flush. There's no way you could have. And that's where you're wrong, pal. What? 5 of a kind? And with aces, no less. I can't believe what I've seen today. Depends on the game whether a royal flush or a 5 of a kind is the highest possible hand. But either way, it's clear this hand of mine takes that straight flush of yours and flushes it straight down the drain. See, it's funny because it's a straight flush, but he's using flush and straight in different ways. You. Don't screw with me, you darn cheat. Drake, you're his accomplice, aren't you? Well, screw you too. I assure you I am nothing of the sort, I swear upon Adios' name. And during my careful observation of the match, I saw nothing that suggests Mr. Arundel was cheating. Oh, he's totally cheating. Can it? How the heck am I supposed to buy that crap? I've got luck and intuition on my side. I'm supposed to be unstoppable. There's no way I can lose to this suckapoo. Sir, please calm yourself. He's right, you gotta relax, man. Poker's just a game of luck, after all. All this means, pal, is your luck has run out. I refuse to believe this crap. Gambling should be a piece of cake after using that stuff. The stuff. Your mother actually was nice enough to put the GameCube stuff in the mail and ship it to you. This man is cheating. Both these homies are cheating. They both cheating. Gans. Oh no. No way I could lose. Let go of me. Darn it. Now you have to calm down, Gans. What's with this insane strength? Gans, stop this madness. Oh, if it isn't my favorite pals. How's it hanging? I don't really think this is the time, Lecter. How can one man be so suspicious? I'm almost impressed. Well, this guy's quite the character, an acquaintance of yours. Sorta. Not like we know squat about him, though. Oh, hold the phone. 5 of a kind versus a straight flush. What the heck even happened here? It was a real nail biter, Randy. I was on the verge of losing the shirt off my back. I can barely keep up with this. At least we were able to neutralize the threat before anyone was hurt. Let go of me, darn it. Let me go. I can't lose. We know he's a cheater. Lecter is 100% cheating. Alright? I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say the guy's pretty good with cards. After further... Well, I guess that was kind of spoiling something. I'm sorry. Let's just say that Lecter was cheating. After further protest and shouting, Gans became overwhelmingly exhausted and passed out. Due to his condition, the special support section decided to carry him to his hotel room. Oh goddess, how could such a thing have happened? He may not be the hardest worker, but he was always a kind man. There's not a soul in Mainz who dislikes him. Mayor Bixson, I don't know what to say. For a nice guy, he sure was pretty violent for a sec there. Heck, I wasn't expecting it to take both me and Lloyd to hold him down. Yeah, I couldn't believe how ridiculously strong he was. Listen, guys, this is just the old reporter's intuition talking, but, you think the guy could have been on some kind of drug? The real serious kind. You can say that Gans's victory isn't in the cards. Yeah, Mr. JRPG's back with another pun. Pardon me? Drugs? Are you serious? Judging by their silence, I think Lloyd and Tio seem to agree with me. Agree is a strong word. I don't want to say anything without proof, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. That's preposterous. Gans on drugs? I refuse to believe it. He's just an ordinary down-to-earth miner. There's no way he'd ever use such... Sorry, sir, but hasn't it been almost half a month since he arrived in Crossbell City? Keep in mind that he earned quite a bit of Mira during his stay too. Can you say for certain that he couldn't have taken advantage of that wealth? I won't stand for this slander. You mentioned that you're a Crossbell Times journalist, correct? Know that if you write some libel piece based on pure speculation, I will lead Mainz and its people in protest. Oh, cool your heels. I wasn't planning on writing an article on this anyway. Would you do us a favor, Mayor Bixson? I'd like to go through Gans's personal belongings, if that's all right with you. You too. I don't intend to imply anything, sir, but there are too many coincidences piling up. His sudden violence, that inhuman strength, the complete change in personality. All of these aspects are eerily similar to past cases. And in Gans's case, we also saw an absurd development in his gambling skills. Might be because he took some stimulants to boost his perception or something. That explained the freakish intuition of his. If his perception was cranked up to inhuman levels, he'd have no trouble reading people. It's entirely possible. I can only speculate that if I were to gamble, I would have an unfair advantage over others as well. Tio. Sorry, Tio Tot. I didn't mean it like that. I am aware. Do not worry. Mayor Bixson, I understand you wish to keep Gans's reputation intact. However, please envision the scenario where he is in fact consuming drugs. If the situation were to remain unhandled, it could pose a threat to himself and others. That may be, but I could think of a bunch of possible side effects that might crop up. Same here. That's exactly what we need to be scared of. Very well, I fear I may not have thought things through well enough. Go ahead, Lloyd. Thank you, sir. Examined his pockets. This is what I was afraid of. Blue pills. Ah. Well, at least it's not the red pills, right? Pills? Goddess, no. So he really had some after all. pretty shade of blue, but what the heck is it? Can't rule out the possibility that it's harmless medicine yet. Maybe he has some kind of chronic disease we don't know about. Did he ever mention anything like that, sir? Not that I'm aware of, no. I cannot say for sure, though. Interesting. Would you mind if we hung on to these pills for now? Please do. But listen, I beg you, do not spread this around for Ganza's sake. Of course, sir. We will make sure to take his reputation into consideration. Also, could we leave him with you? Yes, I'll take care of him. I'll try to speak with him once he wakes up. Thanks, we appreciate it. So now we have suspicions of an illegal drug circulating through Crossbell. How do we know it's illegal? Definitely didn't see that one coming. Really? I would have thought the Mafia was big into the drug trade. The contrary, actually. Legal drugs hardly ever show up in Crossbell. Drugs are messy business, you know? One misstep and they'll spread to neighboring countries like the plague. I've heard the 1st Division monitors them closely thanks to pressure from Ereboni and Calvard. Well, I guess Ravash is smart enough to read the room on that one. Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, they made sure to cover that back at the police academy. Still, something about these pills. Never seen pills like this before. The color certainly is pretty, but... yeah, they're pretty, sure. But they're also suspicious. I'm getting kind of sick and tired of this, where like Tio just doesn't say anything, you know, gives the ellipsis, the dots, and then like everybody's like, oh, Tio, what's going on? I wish Tio would just be like, you know what, I noticed something. Tio, do you recognize them? No, I'm sorry, I think it was just my imagination. More importantly, what do you plan to do with the pills, Lloyd? Good question. I'm thinking this case is too much for us to handle alone. For now, let's go talk with the chief. Yes, he may know what to do. While we're at it, we should give our report on the Hayaway raid. We got mafias going to war with each other, and maybe some illegal drugs now, too. I get the feeling that things are about to get pretty busy around here. You can bet on it. You know, it's only been about 4 months since we first met. But you guys have grown a lot since then. Really brings a tear to my eye. Grace, where's all this coming from? Flattery won't get you any more information from us. No, I'm serious. I've got some pretty high hopes for you guys now. Almost as high as the ones I had for your brother, Lloyd. Speaking of Guy, I never got a straight answer out of you. Grace, did you know my brother? Oh yeah. Back when I was still a newbie at the CNS, he helped me out more times than I could count. Sometimes I think that even though he's not with us anymore, and his case has gone cold, at least there was a team built at the CPD to carry on his will. What? What do you mean, Grace? Whoopsie, Sergey might get angry at me if I say too much. Anyway, I got an event to cover, so I'm gonna have to head out. Oh, and I won't write any articles about the drug stuff, as tempting as it is. Bye-bye, everyone. Where does she get off dangling info like that in front of us and then just walking away? Another addition to the pile of things we have to think about. So it seems. Are you concerned about what she's told us, Lloyd? Oh well. Even if it does have to do with Guy, I don't really have time to think about it right now. The Hayaway raid, Ravash's current situation, and now these blue pills. We just have a lot on our plate. For now, let's put aside what Grace told us and ask the chief how we should proceed. Understood. Hopefully he has some ideas for us. Alrighty then, let's head on home. Alrighty, well this is where I'm gonna wrap it up for today. A nice 5-hour stream, a nice bit of progress, and I don't see anybody streaming, so thanks for watching, appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific, to continue with some more Trails from Zero. Things are finally getting good. Well, not finally getting good, but like finally, I said before that, the Trails games that I have played, which is Cold Steel and Sky, they have this tendency to like build up kind of steeply at times and then like crash and burn. But this game has just been like the slightest of incline, but it's starting to pick up now. A few more degrees are being added and things are getting a little bit more interesting. So, I'm starting to dig it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. See ya the next time I see ya. Peace.